Yeah, this Grammy goes to Frank Ocean.
Christopher Edwin Brew, formerly known as Frank Ocean, is an American singer-songwriter who burst onto the scene with his critically acclaimed, Grammy-winning debut album, Channel Orange. The album was released on July 10th of 2012 and soon reached number 2 on the Billboard 200 charts. He performed on SNL on September 15th of 2012. The Billboard Music ranked his performance one of the top 10 best performances on SNL since 1990. But as soon as he reached the pinnacle of his profession, Frank Ocean vanished.
Frank Ocean.
Frank Ocean.
Frank Ocean.
Frank Ocean.
Frank Ocean.
Frank Ocean has laid extremely low, rarely being seen and failing to release new music.
After the initial buzz wore off from Frank Ocean's first debut album, people started to wonder where he was. He did not do any interviews, and he was not active on social media. And many people began to worry when he stopped performing altogether. It was as if Frank Ocean was trying to get off the grid for some reason, leaving behind the money and the fame. However, instead of falling off the map, anticipation for music listeners everywhere began to grow. Articles of Frank Ocean sightings were front-page news. Other publications wondered if the R&B vocalist was dead. While the public was in an uproar about the missing singer, Frank seemed content watching the world turn upside down about him. Rumors of a second studio album surfaced every few days. Frank remained silent. Other artists and high-profile celebrities even got into the Frank Ocean craze.
Do you have someone that you miss and you go, I'm looking forward to that?
And obviously Frank Ocean.
Oh yeah.
I don't even know where he's gone.
Where is Frank Ocean? He's perfectly hiding.
Come back.
He's perfectly hiding, waiting to come back, yeah.
Speculations of a new album from Ocean caused his first album, Channel Orange, to resurface on the Billboard 200 more than 3 years after it was released. Meanwhile, Frank Ocean continued his silence. Finally, on August 20th of 2016, Frank Ocean released his second studio album titled Blonde. The album quickly reached number 1 on the Billboard 200, as well as across the world. The album was the third most prominently ranked album of 2016, finding its way onto the leaderboards of some of the most exclusive publications nationwide. His album was projected to have multiple Grammy nominations, but Frank decided to pull a Frank and boycott the award show altogether. When asked why he did not wish to take part in the Grammy Awards, he said this: "That institution certainly has nostalgic importance, it just doesn't seem to be representing very well for people who come from where I come from and people who hold down what I hold down." Ocean continued by saying this: "I think the infrastructure of the awarding system and the nomination system and the screening system is dated. I'd rather this be my Colin Kaepernick moment for the Grammys and sit there in the audience." Since his second studio album release, Frank is featured on many high-profile artist songs such as Jay-Z, The Migos, and Travis Scott, to name a few. He has also released a few singles himself. He has performed at select venues across the world, which he has not done in over 3 years. Also, Frank completed his first interview since 2013. Frank Ocean has seemingly captivated the entire world by trying to be forgotten. Whether he did it as a marketing scheme or simply because he wanted to be left alone, it worked.